Now we want to talk about the data query language, a part of your SQL. And data query language means that you have some data in your database, you have some data in your tables, maybe the tables are connected with foreign keys. Then you can send requests to your database, and these requests are then processed within the database and you get some results back. And that's what you're actually interested in, some result, some part of your data, information about your structure and so on. And if you want to send requests, get results back, then you use the data query language. The main command in the data query language is a select command, as you can see here. Select means that you choose some data from your maybe big amount of data, and after select you name optionally your columns which you want to choose from your data. And what you also have to do is that you name from the table from which you want to choose your data. In simple commands, it's only one table name. In more complex commands, you can also apply several table names here. Then there are optional parts. We will talk about that later. And at the end, you have to use a semicolon to conclude your command. For the most simple select command, you need at least the select and the from part. That's what you need at least, and only the select is not allowed. This will lead to an error in your communication with the database. In the following, we will always refer to a simple example which is available online. You can reach the example database at this location in the web, and you can even modify this database. You can add tables, you can add entries into the tables and so on. And let's first have a quick look in the entity relationship model of the online database, and then let's have a look into the online UI of the database. So actually the scenario is a shopping scenario in our database, and it means that we have customers. We have customers as an entity set, and the customers make orders. And as you can see here in the cardinality, the customer can make many orders. And an order, of course, is made by only one customer. That's a typical situation. And if you have such an order, you can also say that somebody cares about this order, somebody from the company cares about this order, and this is an employee, an internal employee, and there's only one employee assigned, one employee who should care about the order which is made. And vice versa, an employee, of course, can care about many of the orders. So let's look at the shippers. A shipper cares about the transport, about the logistics for an order, and for each order you can you assume that you can assign a different shipper. So you have an order, and each order is transported by one shipper. There are no two shippers dividing one order for transport. One order is transported by one shipper. And vice versa, a shipper from the set of the shippers can ship many orders, of course. And then there are order details. So order details are meant to somehow connect an order with a product and with possibly many products, because in one order you could make many products. And here it is modeled as with order details. So you have an order, and an order can have many order details. Many order details. And if you look at one entry in the order details entity set, then you see that the entry, the order details, are only assigned to one order. And then we go further to the products. An order has only one product in it. And a product, of course, can be ordered by many customers in many orders, and that's why in many order details a product can be assigned. Now finally, let's look into the supplier and the categories. A supplier delivers the products which you then further sell in your orders, and a supplier, of course, can deliver many products. Might be company for food, for example, then there are many products in your product list, maybe from one supplier, and a product can be supplied by one supplier. And regarding the categories, you would like to assign a product to one category such that you can structure your categories better. And if you have categories, then you want to assign many products into the category. So here you see the online database which is available for you for trying to apply your SQL, your data query language, your manipulation language, and so on. And in the right part of this database, you see that there are the tables, and this numbers here means that you have entries in these tables. So in the table of the customers, you have 91 records, 91 different customers which are entered in the customer table. In the categories, you have 8 categories, employees, 10 employees, and so on. And you can have a look at the data if you just click onto the table, customers or products, for example, then we see some change. And here in the lower part, there's the table, and you see that there are products. And what's not mapped to the entity relationship model due to the space in the slide are the attributes. So we have here, of course, attributes in the table, columns in the table, and our primary key for the product is the product ID, as the name implies. Then we have a product name, identifying the type of product. We have a supplier ID. This is for our one-to-N relationship to supplier. We have a category ID, again for our one-to-N relationship to our categories. We have a unit as an attribute, and we have a price as the attribute. So quite simple, but at least some columns describing our product. And we have a lot of sample data so that we can work with a lot of products in our example. And the same for customers. We have here customers, a lot of customers, and with their columns, customer ID, customer name, contact name, address, city, postal code, and country. And then we have connections between the tables. I just want to have a quick view on the orders. And these connections here mean that you somehow connect the customers with the employees and the shippers. So within one order, you have an order ID, you have the customer which ordered, you have the employee which cares about, employee who cares about the execution of the order. You have the shipper who cares about the shipping of the product, of the order, and then you have an order date as an attribute of the order where you can see when the order was made. So quite simple database and quite a good tool which you can reach here with this URL. One more comment regarding this tool set here, this online tool set. In this upper part here, where you see SQL statement, you can actually do real SQL statements. And every time I click here onto such a table, this SQL statement changes, as you can see, and this basically means that with this SQL statement, you can create this output. You can create this result just by clicking on the table, and there is, with the clicking, you activate this command, which is shown here in the SQL statement part. And in following, we will have a look at these commands in detail.